become conquerors of Maya. So we will continue with the same Murli today. Today, Baba is discussing a few things about the golden age. He says what all things we will have there and how content the soul will be. Also, Baba is meeting the Dadis and a few more groups. So let's read the Murli together. Baba says some information about the establishment of the golden age. So here, Baba says, make your merged sanskars of heaven of the previous cycle emerge, and you will experience yourself to be a golden aged prince or princess. That means whatever sanskars are merged in the soul, they are now to be emerged, right? And sanskars of heaven. So this is like so natural. Now, this should actually be natural to us because it is like someone, if somebody is showing me my childhood picture and they tell me that this is you, you as a kid, you as a child used to look like this. So it won't be difficult for me to recognize myself that, oh, yes, this is the same person, this is me. Hmm? So in a similar way, this should also become natural to us that, I was the one who was in heaven, who played a part in heaven. And then those sanskars will automatically emerge because it was the same soul, right? I, the soul, was sitting right here in this body, was the same soul there in Sati. That means somewhere inside the soul, the sanskars are already there. The part is already there. All we need to do is we need to only emerge those, right? And that happens through light repetition, right? When we start practicing things about the golden age, when we start visualizing it, so it will naturally happen then, right? So further, Baba says, when you make those golden aged sanskars emerge, all the customs and systems of the golden age will emerge so clearly that it will be as though it is a matter of only yesterday. Yesterday we used to do this. You can have this experience. Can you not? The golden age, the age of truth, means to have all the different types of happiness. Happiness of nature, happiness of the soul, happiness of the intellect, happiness of the mind, and happiness of relationships. Actually, I'm not really sure if this happiness word goes with this because in Hindi, if you read it, it's like Prakriti ka sukh, Atma ka sukh, Buddhi ka sukh, Man ka sukh, or Sambandho ka sukh. So now this is quite obvious. Nature ka sukh, that means happiness of the nature will be that we will have this, we will have a very pure surroundings. The five elements will be extremely pure. And of course, the five elements will again constitute the deity body that I will receive. So that will also be nirogi, free from any kind of, impurity. But again, a few things that I want you to ponder upon, to think upon is what can be a few points that you will put into Atma Kasuk, happiness of the soul. What will be that? Happiness of the intellect. When Baba says, Buddhi ka sukh. So ye kya hoga? What do you think? a few points, so that we can discuss towards the end. Also, the third, man ka sukh, happiness of the mind. See, because Baba has already bifurcated the two. The relationships has to be different. Happiness of the nature, that means prakriti ka sukh, that has to be different. That means these three will be very subtle, yeah, of the soul, the intellect, and the mind. So this has to be related something to the subtle things, subtle aspects. So while we read the Murli, I want you to think, to ponder upon, and then share towards the end, right? What can be, what can come under these 3 points? Further, Baba says, so now think about what the happiness of nature would be, or what the happiness of the mind would be, and what the happiness of relationships would be. Like as we discussed, nature will be again a pure form, a pure body that we will receive there. Mind, I want you to think about, and happiness of relationships will be संबंधों का बहुत सुख होगा, because everybody there will be a deity, right? तो आपसी जो संबंध होंगे, that will also be very blissful, right? So let all this emerge. Whatever you see as the best of all in this world, that will all exist there in its purest form, in its complete form, and its form of giving happiness. Sukhadai hoga. So whether in terms of wealth, your mind, or the weather, all the most elevated of attainments is called the golden age. A different definition of the golden age, right? Baba says there, okay, sorry, just think of it as a very good, the best of all, complete family that constantly gives happiness. There, even though there are the different levels of status of king and subjects, everything functions as a family. They wouldn't say that someone is a maid or a servant. They will be number wise, they will be serving, but there will not be the feeling that someone is a servant. See, Baba mentioned that it will be like a family there. So may it be a maid or a servant. Now things will be number wise, because बाबा बोलते हैं कि राजधानी बन रही है, कोई राजा है, कोई प्रजा है, कोई दास दासी है, right? But they will also be content if you consider the part of a dasi or servant, whatever. They will also be content, क्योंकि होंगे तो वो भी सतयुग में, so they will also be content, and we will not call them like a servant or anything. It will be like a family. So in a family there, all relationships are ones of happiness. It is a happy family, a powerful family, and everything about it is elevated. You will go to the shops to buy things, but there will not be a financial exchange. There will be the exchange of give and take in terms of a family. Just think of it as a gift. A family has disciplines. For instance, when someone has a lot of something, he shares it with the rest of the family, not in the sense of keeping accounts. Right? So there won't be any financial exchange. It will always be a very sweet give and take policy there, just as we do in terms of a family. But then this has to be naturally here also. The sanskar has to become naturally here also. मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि यहाँ पे दान देना है या छोड़ देना है सब कुछ. No. But then a sanskar of giving, the sanskar of a giver. This has to emerge here and then we can carry it there. Baba says, with regard to carrying out the activities, everyone is given his or her own duty, just like here in Mathura. Some look after the clothes, some look after the grain. They don't have to give money, do they? We have in charge over there. Of course, someone or the else is in charge of a particular department, but they don't take money in exchange of that. However, there are people in charge of everything. It will be like that there too. Everyone there is plentiful and it is therefore always present. There is nothing lacking at all. You can take as much as you want of whatever you want. It is just a way to remain busy. It is just a game of entertainment. You don't have to show your accounts to anyone. So here it is the confluence age. The confluence age means economy. And the golden age means to eat, drink, and use as much as you want. See the contrast. See the contrast. Sangam Yug, economy, Baba says. Or Satyug, kharch karne ka. We will spend like, that there will be, we won't need to uh, save money or anything of that. नहीं होगा वहां पे मतलब खुले दिल से खर्च करने वाले देवता ना खा पी के मौज करने वाले जीवन wastage भी नहीं होगा we cannot call that as wastage because naturally we are deities there so this will become a lifestyle to eat drink and use as much as you want but see the contrast Abhi he says you have to maintain that economy and that is how Baba trained or gave that kind of sustenance to dadis also right कि विश्व महारानी बनना है so that means you have to here give up to uh, all the like what the wishes like we say icha matram avidya so that is how the dadis and everybody was sustained with that kind of sanskar to develop and to uh, use this factor of economy क्योंकि यज्ञ की हर चीज इकोनॉमी के साथ यूज होता है till date. So Baba says you are completely ignorant of the word desire. Ichha matram avidya. So where there are desires, you have to show the account. It is only because of desires that there is fluctuation, there is up and down. There are no desires and nothing is lacking. You are full of everything. You have all the attainments and you are also complete. And so, what more would you need? Bharpoor hai, bharpoor. It isn't that you take more of something because you like it. You will remain full. ऐसा यहाँ होता है लोभ में लोभवश if we like something तो थोड़ा सा और ले लिया हाँ? अभी तो चलो ले ही लिया बात के लिए भी हाँ to store it थोड़ा रख लेते Baba says वहाँ पे you will not have to do this because you are already full. Your heart will be filled. You have to go to the golden age. Nature will serve you in every way. Hmm? So someone just said, written in the bracket, Baba will not be there in the golden age. So Baba says he will continue to watch the games of the children. Hmm? Baba dekhta rahega sakshi hokar. There has to be someone who is a detached observer. The one who is detached would remain detached, would he not? He would be loving, but he would be loving whilst being detached. Hmm? Part hai na Baba ka. He cannot come there. Hmm? He is playing the game of being loving at this time. Is he not? He is. He is. So in the golden age, it is best to remain detached. Otherwise, who would pull all of you up when you have fallen down? See, he has his own reasons. कि कौन फिर तुमको उठाएगा जब तुम गिर जाओगे. But अभी जितना प्यार पापा दे रहा है तुम ले लो, and then you enjoy your golden age. I will not be there. He says to enter the golden age means to go into the cycle. Acha, when you take birth in the golden age, then invite me. Now, see how he's saying? When you take birth in the golden age, then invite me. Baba, we won't have that smriti, that kind of smriti, we will not get there. विस्मृत होंगे ना. इस बार थोड़ी ना याद होगा कि भगवान को बुलाना है. Right? See, but how he's saying, whenever you take birth in the golden age, just invite me. If that thought emerges in you, I will come there. If that thought emerges in you, then I will come there. That is what. To enter the golden age means to enter the cycle. You are tempting Bap Dada with things of the golden age. Acha, there will be so many things there that you won't even be able to eat them all. You will simply continue to look at them. Acha. So we will take the Yakyar a little later in the end. Next, I was meeting Dadiji. Dadiji just arrived back in Madhuban from a tour of Madras, Bangalore, Mysore, and Calcutta. Seeing Dadiji, Bapdada said, service of multi-millions is merged in your every step. You became the ruler of the globe, went on a tour, and created your memorial places. How many pilgrimage places did you create? For Mahavir children, to tour around means to create their memorial. भगवान वाक्य है, वरदानी बोलने कितने. See, for Mahavir children, to tour around means to create their memorial. जहाँ भी वो जाएंगे, उनके कदम पड़ेंगे, वहाँ पर उनकी यादगार बनेगी. So every tour has its own speciality. In this tour too, there was the speciality of fulfilling the desires of many souls. To fulfill the desires of their hearts means to become a bestower of blessings. You became a bestower of blessings and also a great donor. According to the drama, whatever programs are created are filled with significance. The significance makes you fly. Acha, next Bapdada meeting, Dadi Janki. You give everyone the donation of a name. Now, what is the donation of a name? What is your name? To give the donation of a name means to be a trustee and to give a blessing. To give the donation of a name is to become a trustee and to give a blessing. नाम का दान होता है ना, नाम का दान देना. अर्थात ट्रस्टी बनकर वरदान देना. जैसे भक्ति में we receive ना from a guru or जो भी होते हैं तो उनसे नाम दान लेते हैं. Baba says, what would everyone remember as soon as they mention your name? Liberation in life in a second and to become a trustee. Because Dadi's name is Janak, right? Baba used to call her Janak. So वो Janak Raja की कहानी है. He got that Jivan Mukti in a second. Right? The liberation in life in a second and to become a trustee. Whenever someone mentions Dadi's name. So this is the speciality of your name. Therefore, even if you donate a name, Anyone's boat can go across. The Father just now praised your speciality of being the trustee. This is the memorial. He must have been given that word Janak. There are two stories of the one Janak. One Janak is the one who became bodiless in a second, and the second Janak became a trustee in a second. Not mine, but yours. मेरा नहीं, तेरा. Right? Videhi Janak, we say, no? Videhi Janak. And the second Janak Baba says, trusting. So, they also show the Janak of the Silver Age. However, you are the Janak who belongs to the father, not the one who is Sita's father. Conduct a class on why there is significance in giving the donation of a name. Naam Dan Kamat. Baba says you have to do a class on this. One is able to go across even with the boat of just a name. Even if you don't understand anything else, even if you just say Shiv Baba, you can receive a gate pass to heaven. कुछ समझ में नहीं भी आ रहा है, then also if you say Shiv Baba, you can pass. जैसे वो राम का दिखाते हैं ना भक्ति में, जैसे वो पत्थर पे राम लिख के they used to throw it in the river, तो वो भी तर जाता था. तो नाम का महत्व है. उसके नाम से ही तर जाते हैं. Right? This is the saying, कि नाम दान देना और फिर तर जाना. That is why I was saying that they go across with the boat with just a name. वैसे भक्ति में भी से राम नाम में शक्ति है, right? But Ram is not that Treta wala Ram, but Shiv Baba is the real Ram. Right? So that is why he's saying, even if you take my name, tar jao. Further, seeing all the Maharathi brothers and sisters, there is also a rosary of the children who are instruments for service. All of you special jewels have become instruments. The speciality of an instrument makes you an instrument. The speciality of an instrument makes you an instrument. That means निमित्त बनने की विशेषता ही निमित्त बनाती है. Brahma Baba has great pride in all of you because of one thing. What is he especially proud of? Brahma Baba has special pride in the form of unity that your children have demonstrated from the beginning by harmonizing one another's thoughts. This is such a deep thing, right? Unity, not like in terms of just physically showing that yes, we are together, mentioning it again, but then demonstrating it through your thoughts, listening to one another, giving regard to each other. इस पर बाबा को मानते. So he says unity is the foundation of this Brahmin family. Therefore, Brahma Baba is proud of your children. Even though he lives in the subtle region, he sees all the activities. That is why this large sangathan can function today also, right? Madhuban, matlab ab kitna vishal hai. Right from the beginning, from Panda Bhavan to now, it has extended up to like so many complexes. The karobar kitni badi hai, sewaएं kitni badi hai, departments kitne sare. So this one thing, unity, keeps us going, right? Keeps the yajna going. Bap Dada meeting the London group. All of you are those who become spiritual roses, and as flowers of the imperishable garden, give fragrance to others. Are you not? Ruhe Gulab, Ruhe Gulab. All of you are spiritual roses, and seeing you spiritual roses, the whole world is attracted to you. Each of you spiritual roses is so valuable. रूहानी खुशबू वाले roses, natural beauty wali roses, right? You are invaluable, and this is why even now the non-living images of all of you have value too. They give or receive each non-living image with so much value. It is just ordinary stone, silver or gold, and yet it has so much value. How much value would they place on a golden idol? How did it become so valuable? By belonging to the Father. Okay? By belonging to the Father, you become constantly elevated. You constantly continue to sing songs of this fortune. Vah, my fortune. Vah, the bestower of fortune. And Vah, the complete age. Vah, sweet drama. You know how to say Baba? For everything, do you not? You constantly sing songs of Vah, Vah, do you not? Bapta is proud of the residents of London. London is the seed of the tree of service. Therefore, the residents of London are also the seed. Those from the UK means those who always remain okay. Baba and his dictionary, his vocabulary. Amazing. So those from the UK means those who always remain okay. Those who constantly keep a balance of studying and doing service. Those who constantly experience progress at every step. Since you belong to the Father, you constantly have His company and His hand. Every child has this over them. Do you experience this? No? I hope everybody is saying a yes to Baba. Do you experience His hand, His company? Those who have the Father's hand over them are always safe. You are those who are always safe. Are you not? Maya cannot come to the group that is okay. Maya also says, okay, okay, for all the time and bids you farewell and goes away. The UK, that is the OK group, has very elevated company. You have very good company and a powerful atmosphere. And so how could Maya come? You remain constantly safe. The OK group means the group of those who are conquerors of Maya. And further, speaking to the Mauritius group, do you always consider yourselves to be greatly fortunate? What did you receive as your fortune? You attained God as your fortune. And Bhagwan ki bhagya mein mil gaya. Such a wonderful line. Bhagwan ki bhagya mein mil gaya. क्या ही मांगेंगे इससे और ज्यादा. So you attain God as your fortune. You receive the bestower of fortune himself as your fortune. What can be greater fortune than this? So you constantly have this happiness. These souls are the most fortunate souls in the world with the greatest fortune. Not just we, but we souls. When you say souls, you will not have the wrong type of intoxication. By being soul conscious, you will have elevated intoxication, spiritual, godly intoxication. Souls are fortunate, and even today, their fortune is being remembered. The Bhagavad is the memorial of your fortunes. भक्ति में बैठ के हमारे भाग्य की कहानी भागवत में लिखी हुई है. कितना अच्छा, कितना मस्त, so nice. It is such imperishable fortune that it is remembered even today. Continue to move constantly forward in this happiness. And now, this happiness can only be experienced now, right? Because in the Satyug, we won't even know that we are deities. मतलब वहां थोड़ी खुद को देवता बोलेंगे अब देवता हो तुम that is natural but you are not going to consider yourself a deity there because everyone around is going to be a deity, right? It is here that we can make this contrast, and it is here that Baba comes and tells you this कि तुम अब फर्क कर सकते हो क्या कैसा भाग्य अभी है क्या बनने वाले हो पूरे साइकिल में क्या थे. Now you can experience this. बाकी टाइम थोड़ी पता होगा. Hmm? There we won't even have the awareness कि अच्छा I'm a deity. तो अभी पता चल रहा है कि deity बनूंगी देवता बनूंगी. Hmm? इसलिए भाग्य का गुणगान अभी गा सकते हैं. Further, he says, Kumaris are free from bondage, free from the bondage of the body, free from the bondage of the mind. Only those who are free from bondage are able to experience the flying stage. Acha. We will take the Yad Pyar from Baba. To such all-powerful souls, to the souls who are always conquerors of Maya and thereby conquerors of the world, to children who have received the blessing of being constantly easy yogis, to the double servers, the double crowned, double light children, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. From us children to our beloved Baptada, love-filled remembrance and namaste. Thank you, Baba. We will take a minute in silence, reflect upon the points, and then we shall share. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. We can now share the points from the book.
Om Shanti, Deepika Ben.
Om Shanti.
Oh, when you just touched upon that golden age, I know the Murli was flowing after that when you went to the groups, especially the secret of the Abhijanti and all. But I was really trying to soak myself in that. The reason is, even before I came to the Gyan, I was a lot with what we call it as the Bhagavad, the Sri Leela Prabhupada, is the Krishna consciousness, where whether it's fiction or whether it's imagination or whether it's what I don't know, being in love with Krishna, the way the soul goes in ecstasy, the way the soul is happy, the soul feels light, those kind of things, there was an awakening of what I would say, a consciousness. And especially over there, if you could see in each of the person's present state, enjoying Krishna consciousness, more than saying Vaishnava or purity and all, there was no trace of what we call it as sorrow or anything. Something it was different. But when I went through it, it was ecstasy. But when I came back, I again came back to platform number 1. So it was only at that moment when I read the Prabhupada and all, it was there. But here, when I came in, where Baba speaks about the beauty of the soul, that is, I just want to speak about what you said about the happiness of the soul. Now, if you were using the word happiness, happiness is just the emotional state, which is your joy, you're satisfied, you're content, you're fulfilled, और कुछ चाहिए नहीं, सब कुछ मिल गया. But the soul in the golden age, if you see, truth, wisdom, and a connection with the divine which it had, it comes there. So these are our original qualities. It is not that by just invoking Krishna you have to get it. By these three things, knowing your spiritual identity, knowing your connection with the Supreme, and your connection with the Mother Nature, you can keep um, the the swaman of the soul, you can do it. And that is what is the golden age. Because where Baba says it's totally Sato Pradhan, Sampuran and Sampanna. So just see what it was. So I get glimpses of, just to share and say, glimpses of that Prabhupada, because it was an ecstasy that time really to know what we souls are pure, we are loving, we are blissful, we are powerful, and this divinity every round. Uh, I think that the soul and the happiness of the soul in golden age is what I call it as the pinnacle. It is something. And now Baba is giving us a taste of that, saying it is all there within you. Only one point where Baba touched over here in the Murli, which made it vivid, is what the maids and the royal subjects, they're all one family. So one part is touched, but if you know, there is so much more one you can add about the happiness of the soul. I'm just touching upon the soul now. Leave alone the mind and the happiness of nature. But I just feel the pinnacle of the soul, the divinity of the soul, which Baba gave, he made us taste. He made us go into that area, which I enjoyed in the Prabhupada as that moment of divine consciousness. I don't know, I was just drawn to that when you said golden age and happiness of the soul. It's just a personal reflection. Om Shanti.
Yes, thank you for sharing. Has anybody else?
Yeah, so so Baba says, when Baba is speaking to the London group, so we are spiritual roses. So we know the roses give fragrance to everyone, and everybody enjoy seeing the roses and also smelling the roses. So we have to become that spiritual roses. And Baba, when Baba look at us, he sees that we are that spiritual roses. Some of them have already become, some of them are on the way of becoming that or attaining that fragrance. And it was interesting when Baba said how we became valuable. So the way how we became valuable is because we realized Baba and we belong to the Father, and that belonging to the Father actually made us so elevated, and therefore we became so valuable. And so actually, if you look at it, the whole place, everything is of Baba. So I think a few days back, Baba was saying in the Sakar Murli, Hussein's grandfather. So the importance here is of the name and the fame of Hussein and the credibility of Hussein. And just because Hussein has so much of praise, so his horse was also got that same, from that. And that's the reason it was getting decorated and so Baba was saying. So similarly, so when Baba gave us this knowledge, we feel so good, we enjoy during this time, and we carry the memory, right? And we feel so fortunate. So the whole game or the game changer or you know the whole prices of Baba. Yeah, so that's the takeaway. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you for sharing. Okay, anybody else would like to share anything? Would like to add? Hmm. Sister has already shared about happiness of the soul. I mean, Atma ka Sukh. I'm not really sure if we can replace the word happiness with something, but okay. In Hindi, if we read, it is again Buddhi ka Sukh. So that, like, would anyone like to share anything about this? बुद्धि का सुख क्या होगा मन का सुख कैसा होगा वहां पर there in सत्युग. What do you think? Or anything else, any other point? See, personally, what I feel is while I was reading the Murli yesterday, buddhi ka sukh in bhakti also, if you see, today also what people ask for, I don't know about today, but in the earlier days, people used to ask for sad buddhi, that we don't want physical, uh, materialistic possessions or anything of that. We want sad buddhi. तो वो मांगा किससे उन्होंने हमसे ही ना वो देवताओं की मूर्ति के आगे ही जाके सद्बुद्धि दे से. So the very first thought that came to my mind was the sadbuddhi that we will have there. Because here also, if you see, like looking at a few souls, normally, not in Gyan, otherwise, looking at a few souls, you feel like, Baba, कहाँ मतलब बुद्धि है इनकी? क्या कैसे? How is this function? You get the question at times कि अरे इतना नहीं समझता, you don't understand why is this? क्योंकि शायद बुद्धि का, there is some kind of that because every decision, बुद्धि को बोलते हैं ना निर्णय शक्ति, तो जो लेती है वो बुद्धि है. तो सद्बुद्धि वहां रहेगी. The first thing what I feel. And secondly, हाँ, yes, Vijit bhai, please.
No, complete sister. I will. I'll share mine after the complete.
Okay. The one was Sadbuddhi, and the other I felt was you will able to make a decision quick enough. And that is why we will not need any kind of mantri or wazir there to decide for us, right? Because we ourselves will be kings. और इतनी बुद्धि होगी कि we can take our decisions on our by ourselves, right? So this was, yeah. Vijay, you can now say, please.
Yeah, so I was thinking that Buddhi ka sukh that we are getting at this time conference is because Buddhi enjoy or go through a state of happiness when it sees, right? Because Buddhi is an eye of the soul, right? So when Buddhi sees it, right, that's when we experience it and we go through the state of ecstasy, right? So when we see Baba, right, through our buddhi or experience, I mean, when we see it only, then we experience it. So it's supposed to be at this time, isn't it? So I was thinking that, but now Baba says there in golden age, because I guess in golden age we don't have the slightest of body consciousness or any sort of a vices there. So it will be complete, the pure soul conscious buddhi there. So I guess that would be the reason there we will have, the buddhi ka sukh more compared to golden age, maybe.
Yes, yes.
Deepika Ben, what I feel is, see, Baba always speaks in many of the Murlis, if you see, golden age, divine intellect, Satyugi intellect, he speaks of. And he also says a pure golden age intellect. So intellect is needed, whatever be the age it is needed for an advanced thinking. So even in Satyug, when we are there, a question of going forward or solving problems, the intellect is needed. But what happens in the golden age? See, that's what I just wanted to say in the beginning. Earlier, there was a kind of, I don't remember the revelations of the new world. I used to read that. I don't know if it was an audio document, but over there, I remember reading over there that intellect is needed even in the golden age, and intellect is the driving force. But the mind, intellect, and samskara in the golden age are not separate, they are aligned. The intellect doesn't need to tell the mind, hey, you're doing wrong, come on, this. That balancing was not there. It was totally well aligned with each other, the mind, the intellect, and the samskaras. They were so much together. So the question of each trying to change the other, intellect trying to balance the mind, that process is now which Baba is trying to do it. But they were in total unison. Even there, of course, intellect is needed, because even there, the golden age from day one, it's one, it may be 100. And then if you see, it goes down till you come to Treta Yuga. So there also the intellect is there. But the beauty of the intellect, the golden age intellect, is something I think only a psychologist or something to go into the deep matter, which Baba has already told us. He keeps mentioning in his Sakar Murlis. This is a golden age intellect. So devoid of any of these stains and sins and desires or wrong or right, nothing. It's something, a total sublimity. That's what I feel is the mind, intellect, and samskara in the golden age. I think we should go through that revelations of the new world. Om Shanti.
Yes, yes. We have often heard also that, just as you rightly said, that these three work in harmony with each other. No? मतलब we won't need to differentiate कि मन ने ये बोला, बुद्धि ने माना, फिर संस्कारों में आया. But it is natural. They all the three are in harmony for the soul. That's so true. Okay. Anyone else would like to add to anything? Would like to share any other point?
Om Shanti system. Here
Om
at the
Shanti.
Buddhi ka Sukh, I feel here in Kali Yuga, it is filled with so much of confusion, so much of responsibility. It means that to take a decision, you need to get clarification from 10 people. I mean, be it Baba's children or be it others, everybody needs a clarification from higher ups. And definitely that takes a longer time. I think in Satyug it should not be there that way, because everybody is Baba's knowledgeable child, and that being a good world would lead to faster decision making and faster discrimination and resolution. Here, the second thing here, we talk about overthinking, ज़्यादा नहीं सोचना या ज़्यादा नहीं बोलना. Now, I mean, we need to restrict what we think and how we think to get again a solution out of the thought process only. Such a thing probably would not exist there. And whatever man ka sukh, whatever thoughts that come over there are probably much more harmonious and clear. And probably I imagine such a world in Satyug.
Free from all the confusion. So true. Yes.
Vinod Bhai, as you rightly said, Baba keeps mentioning in the Murlis, "Wahan koi wazir nahi hai." Nobody need to tell anyone. I always used to think then, for what is that sabha where Lakshmi Narayan is seated on the top and there are all these divine souls? What are there? I used to often think, but Baba has mentioned in his Murli, "Wahan koi wazir nahi hai." No need to gather opinions from any Google or anyone else and all. But I still cannot understand that state of the kingdom over there, where the king is seated on the top, and what are the role of all these people seated down. It's still not clear to me that aspect, but there is no bazi there. That much Baba keeps mentioning.
Mm. So anybody else would like to add anything to the discussion or any other point?
Just
Okay,
one
so
point
yeah,
also.
yes, yes.
So when Baba explaining the golden age, so Baba said one line that uh, see Baba is not coming to golden age that we know. So the reason uh, because Baba sacrificed golden age because he wanted to pull us up when we are fallen down after the journey that we continue. So Baba says, who would pull you all uh, up when you have fallen down? So if Baba would have come to the golden age, and Baba also part of the cycle, right? So, and Baba also say, you invite me there, so I will come, right? We don't invite, that's also true. But still, this line says that, Baba is, maybe Baba sacrificed coming to golden age because he wants to take us back home. So Baba is the greatest, Baba did the biggest renunciation there by renouncing coming into golden age. I was thinking. Absolutely.
He kind of like a tease, like, like a teasing this thing. Acha, whenever you will get that thought, then you call me, you emerge that thought, and I will come. And he knows that we won't emerge any such thought, right? We won't get any such feeling there. But he and his secrets. So maybe let's see. Yeah. So we are done. Anybody else would like to share? Okay. So we will just spend a minute in silence, reflecting upon the points for the golden age, the beauty of the golden age, my part in the golden age. How will I be? Or how do I wish to be? And then we shall end the session, right? We'll just spend a minute. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you so much.
Om Shanti. So one quick announcement about this Sunday's class. So this Sunday, the master class will be conducted by Vimesh Bhai. So on the topic of attention to attention, attention to attention. So request all divine family members to join and take complete benefit of the session. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Deepika Pen. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, you all have a beautiful day. Om Shanti.